everyone, it's Amy, and today in my kitchen I'm making lemon poppy seed cake. It is a moist lemon cake loaded with poppy seeds and topped with a zesty lemon cream cheese frosting. I think you're gonna love it. Let's get started. So first up, you're gonna need a mixing bowl, and you're gonna wanna put in the whisk attachment. To this, we're gonna add 3/4 cup of softened butter with 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. And we're gonna mix this up for a couple minutes till it's really combined. Okay, that looks fantastic. To this, I'm gonna add in 5 egg whites. Now, you don't need the yolks for this recipe, but you can save them to make my homemade lemon curd or my dropped sugar cookies, but we just need 5 egg whites for this recipe. And you'll need a teaspoon of lemon extract. I don't use lemon juice in this recipe because it's not as concentrated as the lemon extract, and you would need more of the lemon juice to get that same flavor. So you're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. What we will add to add that fresh, tangy, zesty flavor is you're going to zest a lemon. And if you've never done this, it's super easy. I even have a tutorial on my website. But basically, you want to get your zester and you're going to take that lemon and you're only going to take off the yellow part of the lemon and put it in. And when you see the white, don't use that because that's what's going to add some bitterness. And I just churn it as I zest, making sure I'm getting from the top to the bottom, so kind of tilting like this. And 1 lemon gets you about a tablespoon of loose lemon zest. I don't usually measure, I just say 1 lemon. Okay, let's beat this up for a couple of minutes to make sure it's all fully blended. I'm gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl just to make sure that lemon zest doesn't stick there. We wanna make sure we get all that zest incorporated into the batter. Okay, to the batter, we're gonna add in 2½ cups of cake flour. And we're using cake flour today because it makes for a really light and airy cake. I use it in all of my white cakes and my lemon cake, so you're gonna love using it. If you don't have it, you can certainly get away with all-purpose flour, but give it a try and you'll like the texture that it gives. We also need 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and a whole tablespoon of baking powder. And we're gonna blend that in just until it's pretty combined. Once it starts coming together, you're gonna add in 3/4 cup of buttermilk. And now, I don't usually have buttermilk on hand because we don't drink buttermilk in our house and I don't bake with buttermilk every day. So I like to keep a can of this buttermilk blend. It stays in your refrigerator. It usually has an expiration date of a couple years, and you basically add the dry mix to water and you get buttermilk, and it tastes just like buttermilk. It gives that tangy zing that you want in this recipe. So we're gonna add that in slowly while we mix. Make sure it's all blended from top to bottom. Sometimes when you use an electric mixer, little bits get stuck at the bottom. Okay, finally, we're gonna fold in about 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds. They're totally optional. You can keep them out if you don't want them, but who doesn't love a lemon poppy seed cake? So we're gonna just mix those in. Today's recipe, you're gonna need a 13 by 9, and we're gonna spray it with baking spray. Make sure you get the bottom and the sides. You can also grease it and flour it if you prefer. But I love how easy this is. Let's pour the cake in. And this cake is gonna bake at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. You can stick a toothpick in the center to see if it is done. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, while the cake is baking and cooling, we're gonna get started on the cream cheese frosting. So first up, you're gonna put in a softened block of cream cheese, that's 8 ounces, and 1/3 cup of softened butter. And we're gonna blend these two together for a couple minutes. Okay, to this we're gonna add in 2 cups of powdered sugar. And to give it that tangy lemon flavor, we're gonna zest another lemon into there. And we're just gonna do this one right into the mixing bowl. It adds so much flavor. You could zest a lemon into literally anything, and it adds a whole new depth of flavor. Okay, doesn't that look amazing? It's soft and moist. and you can feel the little spongy texture. And what I love about this cake is that you make it in a 13 by 9. There's no piping on the frosting. You just bake it and spread it. You have no layers to deal with. It's so easy and so good and perfect for an easy weeknight or even entertaining family and friends. Now this cake needs to get stored in the refrigerator because of the cream cheese frosting. Okay, let's cut this cake and take a bite, shall we? Looks so moist and fluffy. I think I'm gonna love it, and I think you're gonna love it too. Enjoy.